Hello, what's up? Ali here, and today we are going to share some tips how we can increase the success rate of our PS4 jailbreak. But before we proceed, let me just have a brief reminder that even if we do all of the things that we are going to mention, it is still a case-to-case basis and will still depend on your PS4. You may want to check other hosts to see if you will get a better result, but for this video, we are going to stick with Caro because it is still our most recommended host in terms of success rate. We'll start off with the best practice we can share to make sure we have the best possible result every time we activate our jailbreak. And that is by waiting for 3 seconds every time we proceed to the next step upon activating your jailbreak. Here, for example, you receive the message here to insert the USB. Wait for 3 seconds before we insert our USB. There, and once you receive the message that it's okay to press enter, wait for another 3 seconds there, and we must remove the USB first and wait for another 3 seconds before we press enter. There, it should give you a better success rate when activating your jailbreak. And if you are on lower firmware that doesn't use a USB dongle, just wait for a few seconds after you see the last pop-up message after you activate the gold hand before you leave the browser. So the key here is don't jump on the next process as soon as possible, or don't leave the browser once you have activated your gold hand. Just wait for a few seconds. You'll just have to sacrifice a few seconds, but in return, you can make sure that you'll be getting a better success rate for activating your jailbreak. And ever since I was doing this process, I actually can't remember when I had a kernel panic when I was activating my jailbreak. So I can definitely say that it's working for me. Now let us say that you are really getting a very bad success rate upon activating your jailbreak. So what you can do is delete the cookies first before you activate your jailbreak. So to do that, just press triangle on the browser. So let's not activate the gold hand yet. So let us go back to the browser, and from here press option and go to the settings. From here, delete the cookies. Don't clear the website data first, because if you clear the website data, then you will lose the data of your host. So first, delete the cookies before you activate your jailbreak. It should improve the success rate of your activation. And let's say it doesn't work and you're still getting a very bad success rate, then it's time for you to reset your host. To reset your host, you will have to reconnect your PS4 on the internet. But before you do that, you have to make sure that you are doing some precautions to avoid those accidental updates, because any type of software updates is really bad for your PS4. So one way to prevent accidental updates or automatic updates is using a specific DNS to block Sony updates. So I will just leave the exact DNS on our description, and I will show you how to change your DNS settings. So on the setup internet connection, you can choose whatever connection you are using. In my case, I'm using Wi-Fi. And from here, use automatic, do not specify, and on the DNS settings, choose manual. And use this configuration for the primary and the secondary DNS. And from here, just click on next. Then you can just go ahead and cancel this. This DNS will block all automatic updates that is coming from Sony. And to better protect your PS4 jailbreak from updates, you can also block your updates by going to the browser and your host, and you can choose disable update. And once you have done all those steps, you may now go ahead and reset your host by first choosing an option, then close all. Let me just first remove this so you can see everything. Okay, so option, then close window, then delete all, option and delete all. Then from here, option, then settings, then delete cookies, and delete clear website data. And from here, you can now enter the host that you are going to use. And again, we are going to use Caro. But like I have mentioned earlier, it is still a case-to-case basis, so you may want to check other hosts if you are not getting a very good success rate with Caro. And on this part, it's really advisable to just use the light version. Here, as long as you are not using any other tools, light version has the best result compared to the other version. And once you are here, you may now close the browser and deactivate your internet settings. There. So this will make sure that you are not getting anything from the internet. And let's go back to the browser. And we may now activate our jailbreak. Another thing that we can consider to better the success rate of our jailbreak is by using USB hub that has some switch. You can just switch it on and off every time you have to. But again, you'll have to wait for 3 seconds every time you proceed to the next step. And also, the best thing that we can do to save us from those troubles on activating our jailbreak is just by leaving our PS4 to rest mode after we use them. And if you are concerned with the power consumption it uses on rest mode, you don't have to worry because it barely uses some energy. So you can actually leave your PS4 on rest mode for the whole year without putting some extra load on your PS4. This will save you all the time and the effort activating your jailbreak every time you have to use your PS4. So that's it for our video. If you have any other tips or some practices that you see are helpful to improve the activation of our jailbreak, please do share them on our comment section so others may benefit from it as well. And again, this is Ali. If you found this video helpful, please do leave me a thumbs up, and please do subscribe, and see you on the next one. Bye bye.